You are listening to The Michael Lodge Show. Wealth, business, and taxes. Oh yeah, and some politics. Let's get started.
And good morning, this is Mike Lodge. I always podcast in the morning, early mornings. And as I'm podcasting at the moment, I'm looking out my window and I can see the sun coming up. And it's coming up over the Atlantic Ocean here in Palm Beach. And I love those kinds of mornings because it's truly relaxing and very beautiful. I have my cup of coffee. I'm sitting there. I'm recording a vlog for YouTube, or I'm just doing something. But I'm mostly looking at that sunrise. I'm beginning to really enjoy these sunrises here in Palm Beach. So what are we going to talk about this week? Well, I've started the week on my Monday talking about ethics. And ethics is really touching our lives. And it touches us by government actions, by politicians, by business associates, you can list a whole number of things how unethical behavior touches our lives. We've all been touched by it. At some point in time in our life, we have been touched by unethical behavior, unethical acts. And sometimes we've been touched by very ethical people who have really helped and we benefited from those acts. And we really are appreciative. But the unethical side is an ugly situation to be in. Because it can literally destroy you. And one of those unethical things that I'm afraid that sometimes we all get involved in is the words that we use. Words can be so harmful. It can literally destroy some people's lives. It can also destroy what we think of other people or what they think of us. I think in all my years, and I'm telling you right now, I am old, so it's a lot of years, okay? Gosh, if we were measuring my years in dog years, I'd be dead right now. But over all these years, I have learned that once a word leaves my mouth or your mouth, that word can never be taken back. It lives on and on and on in people's memories. No sorry, no apology in the world will make that word go away. It lives on in our human life, our thoughts. It keeps rolling around and around in our mind. It doesn't mean we can't forgive or be forgiven, but it does mean that one single word, or even a whole sentence of words, can't be taken back. Words of hate, of anger, of spitefulness, a lie, live on and on. With that comes mistrust from the person you said it to, or you heard it from. In the past few years, you and I have seen, heard, and read some very mean, hateful words. Politics always stirs up a huge hornet's nest of hate that gets put into words. And you see it all over social media. They are slung like arrows towards other people. People that we know and people we don't know get hit by the word arrow. It gets out of control. The other issue that we are now faced what we're faced with is the internet and being able to spout out words, and we don't even care about what we say. We don't even seem to worry about the end result because we are hiding in the big old internet. So we feel as though we can say or do anything on the internet and no one's going to fight back. Honestly, I find this sick and very ugly. It's a very ugly trait we have developed with this internet and social media. We have become the mean girls on the playground and the bully beast to people who don't care about or even know. We don't even know these people that we're spouting this nonsense to, this hate. It is sick. It really has become sick, and we all should be ashamed. Don't you agree? Don't you agree with me? It has gotten so out of control that these words just fling, and people become Nazis, and they become white supremacists, and they become racist, and they're not even racist. But people fling these words of hate towards other people. And it doesn't do any good. It just shows that individual who's slinging all this nonsense is a nonsense person. So, I think we have to be blunt about the ethics of words. Wikipedia has a good description. It says, in linguistics, a word is the smallest element that can be uttered in isolation with objective or practical meaning. This contrasts deeply with a morpheme, which is the smallest unit of meaning but will not necessarily stand on its own. That kind of sums it up of what a word is, but it can also do so much damage. That word that you're going to utter to somebody else. Probably the words not said out loud are the safest. Keep them in your head. If you're going to be mean, if you're going to be destructive to somebody, if you're going to call somebody a name, keep it in your head. Don't utter it out your lips. Because once you do, you can't take it back. You can say sorry, you can say, oh, I apologize for that. But those words are still there. And if you type them, those hate words are stuck there on the internet. And people are seeing what you're saying. They're seeing how you're reacting to people or treating people. I remember when I was young, my mom was always talking to us about the words that we say. But she always gave me a lecture, which was often because I was a mean little boy. Well, I really was a mean little boy, but sometimes the words of anger popped out. And I shouldn't have said them. And sometimes I would say, I hate Bobby, or I hate Johnny, or for what he's done. My mom heard only one word of my whole rant, and it was the word hate. To her, that was the ugliest word ever created. Her response to me would always be, when you say you hate someone, that is the same as killing that person. Even to this day, it's very seldom I use the word hate, because those words of my mom go around and around in my head. Sometimes I fail. I have the tendency in my thought process to say, I hate that person, that thing, that statement. I hate. But I stop short of saying it out loud because I know my mom would probably thump me on the head from her grave. She'd thump me on the head. I tell you, those thumps hurt. Now, she has passed away, but still has a strong influence on the word hate. Because hate, when you say you hate somebody, that's the same as killing them. The word hate is really an evil word. What does this one single word do? It is so evil that it creates intense hostility and aversion, usually deriving from fear, anger, or sense of injury, per the dictionary. Look around you. Look in the media, social, internet, politicians, followers of various beliefs, politically frustrated individuals. You see the word hate, and you see words of hate. These words of hate and accusing other people of something that they know nothing about. But they're spreading, they're pushing hate through their words. Hate for people, hate for people's ideas. It's just unethical. It's not moral. It's not ethical to hate other people for how they believe. The word hate complements nothing. Words of hate complement nothing except other hateful words. But it does enhance violence, which is not ethical or moral. So stop using the word hate. We see hate all over the streets. We see hate coming from politicians. We see hate coming from left and right groups. We see hate constantly being promoted. Political parties promote hate. They promote division. They promote unrest. And they promote the feeling that you really can't trust anyone in government because the hate philosophy outweighs anything good for the community they're supposed to be representing. Hate really does a lot of damage. It does a tremendous amount of damage. Hateful words create this feeling that I cannot trust you any longer because you just called me a name. I have no more respect for you because of your hateful words. I don't believe that you can get anything done in government because everything that comes out of your mouth is hate. And you promote hate, you push it. That's your political agenda, is hate. Hate does nothing. Words of hate do nothing. So as you're sitting there running your business and you see people of hate, get rid of them. And if you are an individual who is promoting your own hate, stop it. Because your business is going to fail. It is going to take a nosedive. Because hate at some point destroys everything that you have built for because your hate is so strong. And you forget about how to run your business ethically. Instead, you're willing to change your whole mental thought process to hate. Hate has never built anything except more hate. Hate has never built a building. Hate has never uplifted the individual to a better status. Hate is always trying to tear people down. Or what they call in the Philippines, they call it the crab mentality, where these little crabs are trying to grab onto you, trying to get to the top, but they're tearing you down at the same time, and they don't care how they destroy you. They don't care what marks they leave on you. Because they've got this crab mentality where they're going to pull you down so that they think they can get up. crab mentality. So if we're going to be in business, you and I, we had better start acting ethically in our words and in our actions. But the words that we use on social media at some point in time when it's hateful will always come back to you, and people will say, that guy that owns that business over there is promoting hate. I am not going to do business with that individual. If hate is so driven in your thought process where you're not able to listen to other people's points of views, you're just going to destroy yourself. And you're going to destroy those people around you and lose the respect of those people around you. If you have something to say, make sure you have thought about it clearly and have chosen the words that will inspire instead of tear down. The words that will convince instead of tear down. The words that will build a consensus instead of tearing or dividing individuals. Words are so very important, and once you state it, once it pops out of your mouth, it's there. And it is going around and around in people's heads because they've heard what you've said. They've seen what you've done. Hate has never built anything. So if you think that you can prove your point by hating somebody or by using hateful words, you are an idiot. I know, I just said a bad word. But that's what you are because you're using hateful words. You're using words that are lies. You're using words that are out of context. You're using words that mean nothing except to prove your own political view. You're using words because you want something so badly that you will say anything to get there. You are willing to become unethical in your words. So that's why you and I, we have to be very serious about the words that we use in our business, the words that we use towards other people, our vendors, our clients. Think about the words of wisdom instead of the words of nonsense. Ethics of words is very important because it tells individuals who you are. Think about it. I really want you to think about the words that you are using and that you're doing on social media. You may be the nicest place at your pet store. But when you get home and you get on that social media, you become a tyrant, you become a bully, you become a hateful person. That's just how people are because we're not thinking about the results of our words. And it's time that we do. It's time that everybody does. It's time that we begin to become ethical in our words. You know, I love words because words can tell a beautiful story. A word can inspire people. A word can give people momentum. Words can build a building because you're talking about everything that builds that building. Words can build a relationship. It can build a romance. It can build this relationship with other people, but it can also tear down and destroy. That's how powerful words are. And if we do not focus more on what we're saying and how we're living our lives and how we're using words of hate and destruction instead of words that build people up or give meaning to life, then we have failed the ethical test of life and of words. And we need to focus so badly on words. Listen, if you want to say something bad, you go get a journal and you write down everything bad. No one's going to see that journal, only you. But just write it down if you want to. But when you're dealing with people, and if you're dealing with people on social media or in the office or in the lobby of your store, those words and the words that you use with your children and your wives and your husbands, your significant others, those words count. So this week I want you to really think about the ethics of words, because it's so very important. I feel it's very important. Let's really to this week. If you have any questions or comments this week, if you have any things that you want to say to me, if you have anything you want to suggest to me, send me a text at 818-252-5682. Again, that's 818-252-5682. Or you can send me an email at info, I-N-F-O, at lodge, LODGE-co.com. I love words. Send me some good words. Send me some words of questions. Send me some words of comments. If you're having an issue, let me know. We'll talk it through. But let's focus on our ethics of words, because it's so very important. If we're in business, our word is our business, because we have to keep our word. We have to keep those promises that we've made. The word that we give people tells people who we are. And it tells us who we are. Ethics of words. Think about it. Listen, if you want to know what I do during my day job, go to www.lodge-co.com. Tells you what I do there, the books that I've written, and it even has a link to all my podcasts if you want to listen to all of them. If you want to get a good sleep at night. But this week, our focus is on ethics. Tomorrow we're going to talk about some more issues on how ethics affects our business and our lives. And this whole week is going to be about ethics, because I tell you, I'm getting so tired and seeing unethical behavior out there in politics and government and social media and in the mainstream media and everything. It's all around us and we're pounding on it, and we've got to start weeding out all of this stupidity, because it's not doing us any good. This unethical behavior is not doing us any good. It's making us upset. It's making us depressed. It's making us a whole bunch of different things. I don't know what it's doing. It's making us lose our hair. It hasn't made me start losing weight yet, so it's not doing that much good. But listen, ethics is vital for how we run our businesses and how we run our lives. This is Mike Lodge. Everybody go out and have a great ethical day. Bye-bye. This podcast is produced by Michael Lodge, fully focused on content. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.